We're doing maths today, so get your pen and paper. Help me out with this. What I want to calculate today is how much we pay for fuel per kilometer of travel. That is to say, if I go from point A to point B, which is approximately 1 kilometer, how much fuel have I spent? And the reason for doing that is so that we can understand if, for instance, I get a trip of, say, 10 kilometers, how much fuel did I spend for the entire kilometers? Now, I made a video in the past about the amount of fuel each car consumes per 100 kilometers, right? Per 100 kilometers. So we dealt with a couple of cars that, most people tend to use for their business. So, but we calculated it per 100 kilometers, and most of it fell under the average of 6 point something. Okay? Now, let's understand how much per kilometer is worth. First, if you look at our video at the time when we talked about the fuel consumption of certain cars, you would remember that most of it, not most, anyway, let's say the Corolla and the Civic mostly, they fell under a certain category of like 6 point something or 5 point something. But for just ease of calculation, let's say 7 liters of fuel is being used per 100 kilometers. For ease of calculation, I need to help myself, man. I don't want to do things with decimal points. So 100 kilometers of travel will take 7 liters of fuel. Okay, and that's the first thing. Now we need to then calculate and understand how much 1 kilometer of travel would cost us in liters. In order to do that, I'm sure you are familiar with the cross multiplication, because that's what the hell I did. And I hope I'm right. Okay? When I finished my cross multiplication, I found out that 1 kilometer of fuel, of travel rather, is equal, equal to 0.07 liters of fuel. Now, it's kind of hard to understand what 0.07 liters of fuel is. I mean, even if you go to the filling station, anyway, it's possible to buy 0.07, I don't know. But in naira, what is the equivalent of 0.07 liters of fuel? Since 1 kilometer of travel is equal to 0.07 liters of fuel. Now, in naira, that is to say, 1 liter of fuel is equal to, this is kind of tricky, because if you live, say, in Lagos, on the far south, on the west, you'll be buying fuel for around 580 something, 590 something, you understand. If you come down to the middle belts like Abuja and the rest, you'll be buying for, say, 600 and something, almost 700. If you go north, you'll be buying for around 700, maybe even 800. So let's just get in the middle and say 700 is our average. So 1 liter of fuel, for the purpose of our calculation, is equal to 700 naira. And remember, we said 1 kilometer is equal to 0.07 liters of fuel. But if you want to buy fuel in the filling station, 1 liter is equal to 700 naira. So, if 1 liter is equal to 700 naira, how much would be our 0.07 liters? So all we have to do now is also cross multiply and just times 700 by 0.07 liters to give us how much in naira? We're going to get 49 naira. That's it. For every kilometer you travel, you are actually spending 49 naira. Now, remember I said it's different. In Abuja specifically, we buy from the NNPC around 617 or 619. And then from the normal filling station, they go as high as 660, 670. It's never really up to 700. If you're in Lagos, even better. I'm sure you're not even going to reach the air mark of 49 naira per kilometers. But, again, like I said, for the purpose of the video, we are still saying that for every 1 kilometer traveled, you're spending around 49 naira in fuel. Whew. Okay, let me drop an instance and then we'll call it a day. We'll make another analysis later. Now, on this particular trip, or rather, a distance of 30 kilometers, give or take, the app may bring up a fare of around 5,000 naira, which is perfect, again, for the ease of our calculation. So let's say a distance of 30 kilometer is equal to 5,000 naira. What that means is this. If per kilometer you're spending around 49 naira, according to our calculation, that means for that trip, the cost of your fuel is around, wait, I wrote this somewhere, is around 1,470 naira. Oh boy. Let me not overwhelm myself. Whew. Okay? So, but before we calculate that, let's do this. For 5,000 naira, if Bolt is, I'm using Bolt for instance, if Bolt is actually taking the 20% that they claim that they're taking, which I think is a lie because my calculation says they're taking way more than 20%. But let's say 20%. Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry, let's get back. 20%, okay? 20% of 5,000 is 1,000. So that's 5,000 minus 1,000 for commission, okay? And then we have 4,000. Now inside that 4,000, you spend around 1,470 naira in fuel alone. Your profit is then 4,000 minus 1,470, and your profit is actually 2,530 naira. I don't even know what to make of it, if it's good, if it's bad, if it's, I don't know, but that's just an information for you. Do with it what you must, but I tell you this for free. Yeah, this whole fucking video is free anyway. Long trips pay you better. I don't know how to break this down any further than I have to. Long trips pay you better, okay? You see the short things you've been doing. It is just... Of course, somebody will go for the short trip. I'm not saying everybody has to go for long trips, but I'm just telling you, if you're on this channel, you're listening to me, I'm telling you, long trips pay you better. Okay? So that's the calculation. I'm going to further break some things down for you again later. All right? Bye-bye.